So you want to speedrun Motherload, huh? Maybe even get the world record? Well, I've got some good news and bad news for you. Let's start with the good news. The run is short. The world record is under 15 minutes, and most runs will reset after only 3 minutes, so you're not losing too much of your day. The run is simple. There's no difficult techniques to learn. You're basically just playing Motherload, okay? Like, this isn't Mario 64 120-star shenanigans with 1 hour plus of crazy tech and parallel universe bullshit. This is an easy game. The last piece of good news is that it's easy to record runs. You know, it's a web game. Just download OBS, download some kind of time splitter, and you're good to go. No capture card or high-end PCs required. And now, the bad news.
Fuck! Fucking goddamn it! Fuck! Am I retarded? I'm retarded. It was so good. It was so good. I hesitated. I want to win. I want to win. I won. Tell me I won. I had 5 relics. I'm not even kidding. I had 5 relics. I got 5. I got fucking 5. I couldn't get the world record.
Look, the game is all RNG. 99% of your runs will end because of shit you had no control over, and you have to come to terms with that. On top of all that RNG, the game is buggy as shit. Sometimes you clip into the dirt. Sometimes the shop won't fucking open. Sometimes you're falling down your hole you drilled and you smash into absolutely nothing. The mental toll is profound. This isn't Dark Souls, where every death is your fault and you learn something every run. There is no difference between your 10th attempt and your 10,000th attempt. Okay, it's all RNG. It'll crush you, getting beat down over and over by shit you can't control. And when you get back up, guess what? You won't be any wiser, you won't be any stronger. The only thing you'll be is older. Trust me, you can get this world record. It's just gonna take time. Lots and lots of time. Alrighty, now for the tutorial you actually came here for. Basically, I'm going to be going through the footage of my world record run and commenting on all the important shit as we go through. First though, we'll quickly cover the basics. You're a miner working for Mr. Natus, I think we're on Mars, in this cool little drill vehicle thing, and you dig down to get minerals which you sell to upgrade your vehicles so that you can dig deeper and get better minerals to get better upgrades. Yada yada yada. The final boss is about 7,000 feet down. You kill him and you win, and that's all you gotta do. There's 4 shops on the surface, 1 to refuel, 1 to sell your minerals, 1 to buy upgrades, and 1 to buy consumables and to repair. So everything else we'll cover as we go, so let's get started. Time starts when you click New Game and we get right into the action. You can move and start digging before the first text box, so try to do that. Our first goal is to get $500 and dig 500 feet in our first 3 dives. We don't want to waste time and deviate much from our straight down hole, so in general, only go off to the side to get silver or gold because they're worth more. Here's the values of the first 4 minerals, which are the only ones you can find right now. You can only hold 7 minerals at once. Any more you dig for won't go in your inventory and will be destroyed, so it's important to keep track of how many you have and how much money you've acquired. Any air pockets beneath you are good to see since they save fuel and help you go down faster, so pray for a bunch of those. If the air pocket is only 1 block deep, you can hold down and not take any damage, like you can just keep holding the down key. If it's 2 or more though, you have to tap up a bit to soften your fall or you'll take damage, so you can't like just turn your brain off completely. You'll notice that while I'm in the middle of digging, I often open and close my inventory to check how many minerals I've gathered. It's just important to do it while digging to not waste any time. After 2 dives, I've got $380, so I just need to make another 120 and I'll be okay on the cash end. Digging to 500 feet almost always happens on the 3rd dive, so the real goal is to just dig as deep as you can to set yourself up better for the 4th dive. We want to dig as much as we can each dive without running out of fuel, of course. If you run out of fuel in this game, you just straight up explode, so can't have that. You can use the low fuel warning as an indicator of when to surface on each dive. On the first dive, you can dig 2 to 3 more blocks after the warning pops up. Second dive, you can only dig 1 more block, and on this 3rd dive here, you surface as soon as you get the warning. It's very dangerous to try to dig 1 more block. So I luckily found a gold on this dive to take care of my money issues. I also was able to dig to 650 feet, which is pretty average. Also, you'll see I got $1,000 from Mr. Natus for reaching 500 feet. That always happens, which means we now have 1,500, which is necessary for getting the 2 upgrades. The 2 upgrades being the $750 drill and the $750 fuel tank. So the drill just makes you drill through dirt a little bit faster, and the tank just gives you a little more gas. But those upgrades are only to give us a better chance of finding the almighty relic on this dive. Its in-game name is Religious Artifact, but I call it the Relic. Anyway, The relic is one of 4 rare treasures that can start spawning as early as 900 feet. It instantly gives you 50k cash, and it is absolutely necessary that you find one to continue the run. Unfortunately, your chances are very slim since you'll have only enough fuel to get to like 1100 feet. How deep you get is based on how many air pockets you get. Sometimes you just get no air pockets and can barely even reach 900 feet. You'll also want to get to 1000 feet for another 3k bonus from Mr. Natus, but that's not really a big deal compared to the relic. All in all, I find a relic on average like every 100 attempts, maybe a bit better than that, but not by much. With all that cash, we buy the 20k drill, the $750 hull, and the 2k fuel tank. We'll also grab our first consumables, which are 3 fuel resupplies, a quantum teleporter, and 11 dynamite. Before I talk about the next dive, we need to talk about earthquakes, which suck. After you reach 1000 feet, it is possible to have an earthquake happen after exiting buildings, which shuffles the dirt around and ruins your perfect hole, so it ends the run. Because of this, we want to limit the amount of time we enter any buildings or shops. Basically, you'll have to dodge earthquake RNG 5 to 6 times total. I'm not sure what the exact chance is for it to activate on like each individual attempt, but it's pretty low. On average, an earthquake ends my post-relic runs like 25% of the time. So it's not the worst, but it exists, of course. So we're going to do quite a bit of digging on this dive, hopefully getting to around 4,000 feet going straight down. It's important to keep your hole straight so you can drop straight down on future dives. Unfortunately, around 1600 feet, rocks start spawning, which you can't drill through, so you'll have to use one of your 11 dynamite pool to destroy if it's in your way. Around 3000 feet, lava pockets also start to spawn, which if you were to drill through them would kill you, so treat them just like rocks. If you run out of dynamite before getting the 100k you need, which it's actually 130k, but we'll get to that in a minute, you will lose time since any more rocks or lava you run into, you'll have to drill around to continue downwards. You'll also lose the nice straight drop down and have to remember where those rocks are in your next couple dives, so it's annoying, it loses time, but hey, at least the run's not over if you get too many rocks. So the minimum total we're shooting for is about 125k. Luckily, Mr. Natus comes in clutch and gives us a 25k bonus at 3,500 feet, so we only need to earn 100k ourselves. There's a bunch of ways to do this, the best RMG of which would be to find 2 relics, since you wouldn't have to risk an earthquake since you wouldn't have to sell any of the minerals. But that's, unlikely. Next best is to find a single diamond, which is worth 100k straight up, but that's also unlikely since the earliest they can spawn is around 4,000 feet. Then we have rubies, which are 20k, which will also be in short supply, but are worth going out of your way to get, especially if you're having bad rock luck and have found no relics. Emeralds are worth 5k, but I'll only grab them if they're not a huge time waste to grab, like they're right next to me. Same thing goes for the treasure chest, which is 5k. The skeletons are a little better. They're worth 10k. Maybe I'd drill a couple times to go get that. It's just, I don't want to waste too much time when, what if a diamond's just below and I'm wasting my time, But only if they're close by will I grab the low tier 5k, 10k stuff. In this run, I got a little bit of everything to get to my 100k. I got 1 relic, 1 skeleton, 1 chest, 1 ruby, and 1 emerald, which total is only 90k, but this 100k goal I've set isn't mandatory since we're not buying any upgrades or anything. We're just buying more explosives to go deeper and make more money on the next run. So the 130k total set is just a healthy minimum. The more money you can make on this run, the higher chance of success on the next. So if you haven't run into a 12th rock, you might as well keep digging and try to get more money. I had excellent rock luck this dive myself and got to 4,200 feet straight down, which is my best ever, I think. Usually you'll get your 12th rock around like 3,500, right? And you'll have to go around it, which is annoying unless you've found a couple relics or whatever. Anyway, as soon as I ran into the 12th blocker here, I teleported out, even though I was a bit short on cast because it would be such a hassle and time lost to go around. It'd be a little safer, but we're going for world records here, so. You'll have a full inventory of garbage after digging through 2,000 feet, so once you're about to pick up any kind of useful mineral, make sure you empty your inventory or else you'll destroy it. You'll see it's best, you'll see me doing that inventory, like mid-dig inventory thing here, and it's always best to do that since you'll save time. To quickly go over the keybinds since I have some time, I is open inventory, Q is use teleport, X is use dynamite, C is use C4, R is use repair, we'll get to those. and F is use fuel reserve. And O, about the fuel reserves, make sure you use them when your fuel is critical to get the most mileage out of them, since they completely top off your fuel. You've already seen me use a few. So as you can see here, I just pick up my ruby, and I really luck out here by finding this relic. If I didn't, I'd be pretty much screwed, and I'd have to go around the rock, and you know, it would have been a big time loss. So that was a clutch relic, and I also pick up an emerald here just to get a little bit more cash in the bank, since I know I'm out of explosives, and then I teleport out. A note about the quantum teleporter is that it could potentially slam you into the ground when it teleports you up top. So you don't want to lose a lot of health. So it's important to, you know, make sure you're not dropping violently. You always want to tap up when you have those 2 or more gaps in an air pocket. I can't think of much else to say, so I'm just gonna wait for the teleport. So here I am, I teleport out. It does the thing where it slams me into the ground. So again, if you take too much health loss, that will kill you and you'll feel sad. Make sure you don't go to the upgrade when you go up here. It's kind of natural to want to go there, but you don't need to go there for this when you're just buying consumables. So you can see the numbers here. I get 3. Make sure I go back to 3 fuel. I like to get 10 dynamite to give me some options, since the dynamite blows up in, you know, a 3x3 around you. The C4 blows up in a 5x5, so having a little bit of both option, I think, gives you more maneuverability down there. So I like to get 10 dynamite, and then you spend the rest on C4. Also get, before, you know, spending all your money, get 1 teleporter. And repair if you got slammed or have taken any damage, and then, you know, pray for no earthquake when you exit, and we'll start the next dive. Also, quick thing, really dumb thing, is around 700 feet here you'll see I just kind of hit nothing and take about half my health. That's gonna happen. I've been lucky so far this run. This was the first time it happened, I think. But what makes this scary is, you know, you could avoid it by around 500 feet, starting to slow down and just trying to get past this spot. It only happens at this spot for some reason. But if it does happen and you're hoping you can just fly by it and you get hit, now you can't take any damage ever again. So you can't accidentally take any damage, because there's a chance the quantum teleporter will slam you into the ground. And it's okay if you get hit by that dumb thing at 700 feet and you get hit by the quantum, you'll have 1 health left, you'll just barely survive. But if you take any damage along the way, like while you're descending with explosives or doing anything, you'll be putting yourself at risk. So you got to make sure you're watching your descent and not taking any light fall damage. Okay, so we need $1.2 million to be safe. 1.6 million is best because it makes the final boss easier and faster, because we can have max health and play it a little bit more loose. It's also possible to beat the boss with only 800k. This requires you to beat the boss with 100k hull and 100k radiator, which is slow since you have to fight super safe. You know, you lose almost all your health running into the final stage of the boss, so it takes forever to heal and, you know, whatever. We prefer to have both the 500k hull and the 500k radiator upgrades to make the fight, you know, quicker, easier, whatever, safer. If we can only afford 1 though, which is what commonly happens, is you get 2 Amazonite anyway, we buy just 1, and we buy the 500k radiator and the 100k hull. We'll always have to spend 500 to 600,000 on consumables though, so that's where those numbers are coming from. So basically, you know, 800k is bad, 1.2 million is good, 1.6 million is great. Which is basically 1, 2, or 3 Amazonite. As you can see, they're each worth 500k. Diamonds worth 100k, so you're gonna want a few diamonds on top, but you shouldn't have any trouble finding any diamonds since they'll kind of be everywhere. It's the Amazonite that you're really looking for. And that doesn't start spawning until 5,000 feet. So I got pretty lucky here with getting such early Amazonite. Sometimes you won't find it until like 6,000, 6,500 feet, which is good because I had low explosives. So I kind of lucked out there. But you'll see right there, I could have grabbed a 3rd Amazonite, and I should have. I did have the explosives to get over there, and I would have then had better hull for the final boss. Probably would have made it faster. It depends, you know, like it takes a little time to get to that 3rd Amazonite, so it depends on how much time it saves on the boss, but whatever. Surfacing for the last time, we're going to enter 3 buildings, so hopefully no earthquakes. We're going to sell our shit. We're going to buy depending on how much money you got, the 500k hull and the 500k radiator. If you have a little bit, you know, if you're at that 2nd Amazonite tier, then just the 500k radiator and the 100k hull, or maybe you have to go both 100k. And then we're going to buy a ton of consumables. We're going to get about 60 C4. That's like the safest amount. And I'm pretty high right now. I'm like as high as you can be. I'm only at like 5,600 feet. So I have a long way down. So I got a lot of digging to do. So I need a little bit of C4. 50 will probably get you done usually, but it doesn't really matter. You might as well buy a couple more. Why not? You just want to have 3 fuels total. You know, maybe even you might even need 2 because we don't need to fuel up too much. But and then you definitely need the 26 repair nanos ish. You know, 27, 28 if you want to be safer. I mean, I'm taking as much damage as you possibly can right now, and I was fine with 25. I think I used 25, so I just had enough. But why not top it off a little bit? You got some extra cash. So also starting around 4,600 feet. Because the game has to add more RNG. It becomes possible to find natural gas pockets when drilling through plain old dirt. It becomes more likely the deeper we go, and it will one-shot you if you happen to get that natural gas RNG. So we start only descending by using explosives around that depth, so we don't have to worry about it. The earliest I've hit a natural gas pocket is 4,750 feet, but it's very unlikely to get one before 5,000 feet, so you can kind of play it a little frisky. The only reason you'd ever want to play it frisky, though, is if you don't have a lot of C4 because you didn't get a lot of funding in your last dive. Maybe you only got like 80k, maybe you only got 70k, and you didn't want to go around a rock because you're trying to get the world record, and then you run out of C4 and you got to make some YOLO drills because you need Amazon, you need some money. Remember though, it's only the plain dirt that can kill you. If you can mine through any type of mineral or treasure, it's fine, that's safe. So all that natural gas stuff obviously applies to the last run. This time you got tons of explosives. We're just trying to go down as fast as we can. That's all we're trying to do. So we're gonna try to find these little nooks, go down a little faster. We don't mind slamming into the ground because we got a ton of hull repair nanos. So that's what I'm doing. You're gonna want to head a little bit over to the right as well because that's where the entrance to the final boss is. And so this part's pretty simple. You're just kind of doing this, going down, and that's that. I think I've covered everything, so all we've got left is the boss, which, in a shocking twist, is your boss, Mr. Natus. Satan backwards. I know, it was wild when I was a kid. Anyway, he's got 2 phases, and he's a pretty easy fight in both. There's some attack timing and healing required, so it's not a total breeze, especially if you only have the 100k upgrades, but basically you just run into him and use C4. You do 240 damage per hit if you do it as close as you can. If you're like a bit farther away, like maybe it's measured in blocks, I don't know, but if you're too far away you'll only do 120 damage, and if you're wicked far away you'll only do 60, so clearly you want to do that max 240 every time, so try to be right up in his business when you blow. Heal after every couple attacks and you'll be good. You know, just keep yourself topped off. And occasionally your health will go like white, it'll be blinded and you can't see it, but you can still heal, so it's not a big deal, just kind of play it. It'll like fix itself the next time you get hit. Also in general you want to keep him in the center of the screen because he's kind of annoying to deal with on the sides when he just like walks off screen and you can't attack him, so it might be worth waiting just a second for him to fix himself and like head back to the center. Just about to finish this guy off here, a couple more attacks, he'll go down. I'm playing it pretty frisky with my health, but I'm impressed with how cocky I am about it, I gotta be honest. But anyway, he's about to go down, and once he's down, you're good. But you hit time like once the health bar disappears, and then you hit time, and you hit time right there, and then you're all good. So yeah, good luck with your runs, and I wish you many relics and good rock luck. And so you saw me super depressed at the beginning and the midst. You saw that, I think that was like my 600th run. Yeah, I had to do double runs from that point to get to my world record, which was only like that. I had not had a better run for like 800 attempts. But then I felt this jubilation, so hopefully this inspires you a bit. Here's my reaction from that, and I'm out.
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go! Let's fucking go, boys! Let's fucking go! Oh my god! Let's fucking go! I did it! Let's fucking go! It's over. It's over.
Celebration.
It's fucking over! We're done here, boys! Pack it up! Pack it up, boys!